With patch 6.1, Blizzard added a way for players who have lapsed on their payment for their account to continue playing the game. Instead of your account simply freezing up, you now revert back to the same type of account as a starter account, only you're known as a veteran account. What this means is that you can continue to play World of Warcraft for absolutely free. And I'm going to show you some of the limitations and then some of the content that you may be able to entertain yourself with during that time. Let's take a look. First, I want to start off by taking a look at some of the things that you cannot do with this veteran account status. It's the same as the starter edition limitations, which are listed on the Battle.net website. As you can see, you can't play expansion restricted content, although you do get up to and including Mists of Pandaria with your current account. The only thing you won't have is Warlords of Draenor, and this is true if you bought Mists of Pandaria or the last expansion you bought was the Burning Crusade. It does not matter. Anything will upgrade all the way up through Mists of Pandaria. You also cannot exceed level 20, 10 gold, or 100 trade skill ranks. So this does put some limitations on what you'll be able to craft for yourself or buy for yourself. Next, you cannot participate in pet battles. When you do attempt to do a pet battle, it simply says that it doesn't work. You can't chat in channels other than say and party. This is to prevent people from getting these free accounts and spamming. You cannot whisper another character unless they add you to their friends list. You can't create or join guilds or invite players into a party or create calendar invitations. There are some exceptions to this guild rule, which I'll get to later. You can't disable experience gains, but that's okay because once you hit level 20 it automatically stops. You can't trade, use the mail system, or use the auction house system. These are probably some of the worst restrictions because you can't buy things on the auction house to pimp out your character. Not like you'd be rich anyway, you only have 10 gold. You also can't use voice chat or real ID, and you can't use the value added services like character transfers, faction changes, etc. If you do pay for your account, you can then use those transfer services, but not as a free account. It also mentions that returning players will receive the following bonuses. You can use guild chat in addition to the say and party channels. You can whisper characters that are members of your current guild, and you can join guilds that your other characters are members of. So if you decide to come back to WoW, or you just let your account run out, you can make sure to leave this free alt in that guild. You'll still be able to talk to the same guildees, you'll still be able to whisper them, things like that. So you can have this basically as if people see you on your level 20, they'll know that your WoW time ran out, and maybe they can spot you some money. Now that we've taken a look at the restrictions, let's look at some of the stuff that you can do on these veteran accounts. I've spent some time over the past few days playing a little bit and just figuring out what all you can do and what's fun and what's not. So here's a list that I've come up with. You can PvP. You'll have access to Warsong Gulch, Arathi Basin, Alterac Valley, and Eye of the Storm. You can also duel people, I suppose, but that's never really been fun to me. You can also eliminate 2 from the list just like a regular account can. So if you're like me and you hate Eye of the Storm and Warsong Gulch, you can eliminate those 2, although those will drastically increase your queue times. As far as PvE goes, you will have access to manually queue for a number of dungeons, including Dead Mines, Ragefire Chasm, Wailing Caverns, Shadowfang Keep, Black Fathom Deeps, and the Stormwind Stockade. I believe if you just queue for random dungeons, you'll just get Wailing Caverns and Shadowfang Keep over and over. Black Fathom Deeps and Stormwind Stockade both do seem to drop level 20 gear, so that may be the way to get the best loot, is to manually queue for those. You can also do achievements. There's several exploration and quest achievements available that you can use, or that you can do, and you can get creative with them. You can try doing exploration achievements for level 30 areas and see how far you can get with all the hostile mobs. You can also do all of the dungeon and PvP achievements, you know, the ones that you have access to anyways. The dungeon achievements are just for clearing the dungeon, but a lot of the PvP ones you can do at level 20, especially since you have 4 battle rounds available. You can also participate in most world events to some extent. Some do have level limitations, but for example, I went to the Darkmoon Fair and I had a good time, and you can also get the Darkmoon Fair tickets, which are a great way to get heirloom gear, which brings me to the next point. You can gear out. There's many best in slot lists available to try to max out your level 20 gear, and you can also grind both honor and like Darkmoon Fair tickets for heirlooms for your next tune, or sometimes the heirlooms are part of the best in slot gear available. If you do end up paying for game time again, don't forget to cap your experience on a character at level 20 if you plan on using that character again when your World of Warcraft game time expires. You can do so by speaking with this gentleman here if you're an Alliance player. Horde players, you'll want to visit this gentleman here in the Valley of Honor. So that pretty quickly summarizes everything that you can do with a veteran account in WoW. I know I've had some fun, at least getting a little bit of a WoW fix using this while I save up the money to buy some game time again, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later.